This is what still remains here. Highway 401 eastbound, approaching Dixie Road after a 3-vehicle double fatality collision that took place last night around 9:30. A silver Mazda was crumpled. A red Chevrolet Corvette destroyed. A transport truck, fully loaded, rolled over, completely consumed by fire and destroyed. 5 people altogether taken to hospital. 2 of them were pronounced dead in hospital. The 3 others actually escaped serious injury and have since been released. But again, this is just a small snapshot of what you might see, or what first responders see when we're dealing with a major collision. You can see the glass, the metal, the parts, all strewn across the highway. A lot of this stuff has been cleaned up. The vehicles have already been removed, but the cleanup is ongoing. Reports are indicating that the vehicle that triggered this collision, the red Corvette, was following too close, made an unsafe lane change, cut off this transport truck, which ended up going up over the concrete wall. It was loaded with skids of water, but as a result of it riding this guide rail, it started to burn and was completely consumed by fire. And you can see the small shell remains of what is left of this transport truck, which has now been loaded onto this float trailer, getting ready to be removed from the highway. You know, this is the brutal reality and the consequences of potentially poor decisions on the highway. Fortunately, the driver of this truck was able to escape without injury, but unfortunately for the poor victim, that 77-year-old woman from Etobicoke, who was the passenger in that Mazda, who was pronounced dead in the hospital, an innocent victim on the highway sharing the road, and pays with her life. The driver of that car, the Corvette, has also paid with his life. There are 2 other occupants, the passenger in that Corvette and the driver of the Mazda, that we certainly want to speak to get some perspective and understanding as to what happened, what took place. And we are appealing for any witnesses that may have seen these vehicles prior to the crash. Highway 401 eastbound in the collector lanes beyond Highway 43 approaching Dixie Road last night around 9:30 p.m. Anyone with information, please call Port Credit OPP at 905-278-6131. We do hope to have some lanes reopened here within the next hour. The heavy tows are just removing the trailer. Once that's done, they will sweep up some of the debris and we'll get some lanes reopened. The MTO are here to continue working on the concrete guide rail repairs that will take place. During that time, there will be lane restrictions. The right lane of the express, the left lane of the collectors will remain closed, likely through the morning and possibly into the afternoon while those repairs are being conducted. Again, please think about your actions in your driving, and we're out there every day trying to prevent tragedies like this from happening, but we need everyone to do their part as well. I might add that last night, after the MTO had already shut down the highways and first responders were standing out on the highway, just as these emergency responders are standing here, there were several vehicles that drove through the closures and drove right through the closure scene, right by officers, actually right beside me as I was on scene as well, and could have added to the tragic outcomes as well. Fortunately, there was none in this case. There were some drivers that were charged. But again, when you see pylons, you see an arrow truck, you see a crash truck or a blocker truck, it's there for a reason. And we need everyone to pay attention and respect first responders that are out there. We just finished a Slow Down, Move Over campaign asking drivers to consider what their obligations are when they see stopped emergency vehicles. And in this case, blatant disregard for first responder safety when drivers blow through a closure, come through a crash scene, narrowly missing first responders that are standing outside of their vehicle conducting an investigation. We really need people to pay attention. Please share this message and spread the word. Thank you for doing your part.